We're standing on London's Millennium Bridge, a bridge that crosses the Thames from the North Bank to the South Bank. In Shakespeare's time, this bridge didn't exist, but there was another large bridge, London Bridge, which doesn't exist now any longer, not very far from here, that you could have walked across to get to the South Bank of the Thames. Many people would have done that, but many people to go to the theatre also would have paid a boatman to take them across the river to the South Bank. London was a very big city in Shakespeare's time. Behind me is St. Paul's Cathedral, designed by Sir Christopher Wren after the Fire of London in the 17th century. That cathedral didn't exist in Shakespeare's time, but there was another more ancient medieval cathedral that did, and that was destroyed and replaced by Sir Christopher Wren's great building. London in Shakespeare's time was a very large city. It was one of the largest cities in Europe, along with Naples and Paris and a few others. And everything in Shakespeare's career depended upon the fact that there was a very, very large population here. It's what supported the entertainment industry, the enormous amphitheaters like the Globe, where Shakespeare and his company performed, and the competing venues as well. London was the magnet that drew people from all over the country in Shakespeare's lifetime, and of course it drew Shakespeare here. Shakespeare was born in the provincial town of Stratford-upon-Avon, but came here to make his fortune, and in doing so he did what many thousands of other people did in his time, leaving their homes and coming to London in hope of finding something here, some money, some career, some fulfillment. Many people found death instead of delight. London was a very dangerous place. There was a high incidence of plague. There was a high violence rate by our standards, but it nonetheless remained a magnet for thousands, tens of thousands of people in Shakespeare's time. The city had a mayor and a group of city authorities who tried to keep control over this enormous mass of people. They weren't happy about the theatre. They weren't happy about many of the forms of entertainment that Londoners loved, but they couldn't completely control them because they didn't control the entire city. They controlled much of the area that lies behind me, but the south bank of the river, where Shakespeare's theatre was located, was less in their control. And so we have an organization in which we have a powerful city behind me. We have a court, which was located in this direction, where the Queen had her principal palaces, and also where Parliament would have met. And in this other direction, we had the notorious, the famous and sinister Tower of London, which you can almost see from here, and in which prisoners, those accused of treason, would have been taken to meet their ends. These are locations that have some real force in Shakespeare's imagination. The city behind us, where the rioters like Jack Cade and the others go rampaging through the streets. The court, where the Queen and her glittering courtiers met, and the sinister Tower of London. All of these places inhabited Shakespeare's imagination. Shakespeare is a global artist. His presence is worldwide. He's the possession of all of us, whoever we are, whatever language we speak, wherever we live. But he's also an artist who came from a particular place and time, from the late 16th and early 17th century in England. And not only in England, but he had his career here in London, the greatest city in the realm. And to understand something of Shakespeare, we have to go back and forth between the sense of the universal power of this remarkable artist and the particular location, the particular world that he came from and on which he drew so powerfully. So what we'll be doing in these modules is to try to convey a sense both of the largest frames in which you can understand Shakespeare, but also of the particular circumstances from which he came and upon which he drew.